In this video, we're going to discuss how to calculate probabilities for problems that involve this wording at least one. Okay. So in this example, we're asked so if the probability of a product having no defects is 0.86, what is the probability that a product will have at least one defect? So you see that wording there, at least one. Okay, so let's try to think this through. Let's go ahead and define the event E to having no defects, okay, because we're given the probability of having no defects. So let's go ahead and define E to be no defects, the event of having no defects. All right, so we're given that the probability of E is 0.86. Okay, we're asked what is the probability that a product will have at least one defect. So let's think this through. So a product could have no defects, that'd be 0, right? A product could have one defect, it could have 2, it could have 3, it could have 4, 5, keep on going, right? The number of defects on a product could be very large number of defects, right? Okay, so at least one would mean that it has one or more defects. That's what at least one is, right? 1 is at least 1, 2 is at least 1, 3 is at least 1. 1 or more is at least 1. Okay, so 1 or more. Okay, so we could find the probability of having one defect. Maybe we could do that, and then we could find the probability of having 2 defects, and we could add them all up. But the problem is we don't even know what the maximum number of defects a product could have is. So instead of doing it that way, a better way to do it would say, okay, well, let's use complements. Let's notice that this is at least one is the complement of having no defects, right? Because no defects is the only event that's left out of the at least one set of possible outcomes, right? So E complement would be having 1, 2, 3, 4 ... defects. So having more than one defect, right? Okay, so now if I recognize, okay, well, what I'm trying to figure out is what's the probability of E complement. Now I can use the equation that this is going to be 1 minus the probability of the event E, right? This is rule of complements that we discussed in the previous video. Okay, so 1 minus the probability of having no defects. So 1 minus 0.86, which equals 0.14. Okay, so the probability of having no defects is 0.14. So in general, whenever you're asked to find the probability of at least one, okay, so this is loosely written here, okay, so the event is at least one something, okay, this is going to be 1 minus the probability of none, right? No defects, none of something. So in general, probability of at least one is the complement of none.